All right, it's going to be Grant Riles still leading this one. Michael Lefevre second. Hayden, what do you got to say about this race so far?
Oh, some pretty good racing so far.
You're going to have McAllister fourth, Brian fifth, Wilson sixth, David seventh, Walker eighth, Nading and JC working for that number 10th and 11th spot. Ooh, Walker gets on the wall hard. Gonna let JC and Nading by. Emery and Radiate back there in the number 13th and 14th spots. Poland 15th. Grant Riles still leading the field pretty good now. He's putting some room between him and Lefevre's. Here comes Connick catching up to Lefevre's pretty quick. Going to be a good battle for second here pretty soon. What happened to you in that race, Hayden? Yep, it looks like there's going to be a yellow out. What happened to you in that race, Hayden?
Just beginning the race. Bunch of people trying to win on the first lap. Bad luck, that's all.
Looks like it's going to be Grant on the pole. Lefevre's looks like he's going to choose the inside. Conant out. McAllister in. P.D. Bryan out. Dylan Wilson up to that number 6 spot already. You're going to have P.D. Bryan outside him. Or no, you're going to have Austin Davis outside him. Go back a little more. You're going to have Nading and Radiant. You're going to have Moeller. And they're going to double up. It's going to be Moeller and Radiant. It's going to be Emery, Pullman, Martin 99, JC Floyd, and Chris Walker.
I'd like to see P.D. Bryan on the start here. I have a feeling he's got something for Conan and Michael.
Yeah, looks like he's had a fast race car. Just gotten in the wall a few times has really hurt him. Lefevre's looks like he's got a really fast race car tonight too.
Yes, he does. Dylan started in the dead last and is already up to 6th or 7th.
Yeah, they're battling hard. Oh, and Dylan Wilson gets spun out. Casey McAllister as well. That's going to bring out a yellow. Looks like Casey and Dylan are going to have to go to the tail as well as Austin Davis. It looks like Lefevre's is going to choose the outside, maybe? Yep, Lefevre's is going to choose the outside. It's going to be Conan inside, Lefevre's outside, P.D. Bryan inside. Radiant's up to that number 5 spot. It's going to be Martin 99 in, Emery out, Moeller in, Walker out. It looks like Nading is going to go outside or inside with JC out, Pullman in. Going to have Dylan Wilson outside, Casey McAllister inside, and in that last place position, I think that is Austin Davis back there. What do you think about this restart? Who do you think is going to go for them top 3 spots?
P.D. Bryan's my boy right here.
Yeah, he looks like he's had a good race car all night. Oh, and Connick gets in the wall hard, but he recovers pretty well, and Bryan's still going to be running 4th. Radiant's running pretty good down on the bottom, though. Emery coming all the way from the number 16th position all the way up to, looks like 7th. Yep, looks like 7th Emery's in, and JC Floyd passing Emery for that 7th spot now. There's some good racing in the top 10 right now.
Radiant's the only one that's from the bottom all the way around the track. A lot of people are doing top 1, 2, bottom, and 3 and 4.
Oh, and who's that going to give Radiant JC Floyd's going to push him out of the way. And, it looks like Wilson's going to finish him off. I'm not sure if that's going to be a yellow or not, because I think they might have used their 3 up already. Oh, and it's right. No yellow. They're going to keep going. It's going to be Grant Riles, Lefevre's, Conant, Martin, P.D. Bryan, Chris Walker up there now, JC Floyd, Dylan Wilson coming all the way from 15th, and he's already back up to, looks like 7th or 8th. Looks like, yep, 8th place. Oh, and he's going to try to get by JC and Walker on the bottom now. And here comes Ben Nading, the world dominator, coming up through the field. Jim Emery back there, and also got Mitch Moeller, Austin Davis. Looks like Layden Pullman and McAllister are either just saving some tires or they're falling back a little bit. McAllister was in a
I'm
pretty
pretty
bad
sure we're
wreck
gonna
there
save some
with,
tires.
yeah, that's what it looks like. But McAllister was in a pretty bad wreck with Wilson earlier in the race, so that might have hurt his race car a little bit. Looks like Grant's just putting on a dominating performance here tonight. So far, led every lap, but he's got Lefever's not far. Lefever's hanging right with him. I mean,
With the lap car in front of him, this could get interesting.
yeah, they're coming up to lap radiant. He was in that
Lefever's
caution a
pulling
little
up the
earlier. Oh, and here, Lefever's gets in the wall hard. But he's going to get a good run off of it, actually, and he's going to tap the wall a little bit in 2. Going to get in the backstretch wall pretty hard there. You got to think that Lefever's car can't be doing very well right now with all these. As many times as he hit the wall this race, it can't be as good as it was.
I think it's hurting a lot of people, that wall tonight.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be Grant Riles, Michael Lefever's, Austin Connett, P.D. Bryan, Martin 99. Oh, here comes Dylan Wilson passing Martin for that number 5 spot. It's going to be Chris Walker, J.C. Floyd battling for that number 7th and 8th spot. Oh, here comes Walker coming up on Martin 99 pretty quickly. It's going to be Ben Nading back there. You're going to have Casey McAllister passing Jim Emery. Looks like I think that's the number 9 or 10 spot there. Having a good battle right there. Austin Davis and Mitch Muller back a couple positions. And Layden Pullman and Zach rattling out the field. It looks like Grant Riles is putting a couple more car lengths on Lefever's. You think Lefever's is just saving, or you think Grant's just found the grip?
I think it's a little bit of both. I'm interested to see how much Grant's saving his tires right now.
Ooh, and Lefever's gets in the wall hard. It looks like Connett's going to come up on him. Here comes Dylan Wilson, though, getting ready to move into the number 4 spot. Come from 17th on the last yellow. What was that, 20-something laps ago, Hayden?
Yes, sir.
So you got to think in about 22, 23 laps now. Dylan Wilson's come from 17th, and he's moving up into the number 4 spot right now.
Oh.
But it's kind of curious to see if Lefever's going to let his teammate by. I mean, looks like Wilson's got a really fast race car.
We got a really good battle for second right now between Conant, Wilson, and Michael.
Yeah, it's fixing to get interesting here. Brian's just sitting back waiting for one of them to mess up just a little bit. Oh, and Conant gets in the wall hard. Oh, Wilson gets into him hard. Conant looks like he spun out. Oh, that sucks. Austin was having such a good race, too. Looks like Wilson's going to move up to the number 2 spot with Lefever's 3rd, P.D. Bryan 4th. Let's see who we got else back there. It looks like Ben Nading running in that number 5 spot, and Martin 99 in the number 6. J.C. Floyd, a newcomer out here in the number 7 spot. Oh, look at that. Casey McAllister also coming from the back. I think he was in the 16th spot after the last restart. He's now passing for the 7th place spot. Jim Emery running 9th, it looks like. He didn't run any heats or anything, so he's running pretty good. Austin Davis back there in the number 10. Layden Pullman, Mitch Muller, and Conant. Just some bad luck for Austin Conant. About to get lapped by Grant Riles here, unless he can pick up the pace and get away from him a little bit.
I think Conant's just going to save his tires, just run in the back a little bit, wait for a yellow, and get his lap back.
Yeah, that'd be the smart thing to do here. I mean, I'm sure we're coming up. What lap are we on, Hayden? I'm sure we're coming up on lap 50 here pretty soon.
We're only on lap 38 so far.
Oh, we still got 12 laps before the next yellow can be called, so it's a lot of time to try to stay ahead of Grant.
Grant Riles even pulling a further lead over Dylan Wilson in second now.
How big a lead he got on him, Hayden?
About a straightaway now.
How many
2
seconds? 2 seconds? I mean, that's
2.5.
2.5. That's a pretty substantial lead on him. Looks like, and Wilson's got a very good lead on P.D. Bryan, but Bryan, Lefever's, and Nading are battling back there for that number 3 spot. Oh, and Lefever's goes up high. P.D. Bryan and Dirt Nading on the bottom. Will Lefever's get a good run coming off a 4? No, it's going to be P.D. Bryan in the number 3 spot. Nading 4th, Lefever's 5th. Or move back to the 6th spot. It's going to be Casey McAllister. All the way from 16th, Casey's up to 6th. But, I mean, look at Dylan Wilson come from the 17th spot. He's up to 2nd. I mean, these two guys had some bad luck, and they're working their way to the front pretty quickly. You're gonna have but Casey McAllister's got a lap car in front of him. That might hurt him a little bit. Martin 99 in the wall. JC's gonna slide by him. Emery back there. He's just, I think he's just saving his tires, waiting for a caution. Austin Davis back there right behind Emery, and Layden Pullman, Austin Connett, Mitch Moeller, and Zach Radiant gonna round out your field. I mean, you got to think Grant Riles is leading the points right now. He's coming off a big win last night. You think he's hungry for a second win, or you think Dylan Wilson's hungry for? I think he had a win. He had a win earlier tonight actually, so he might be hungry for a second win tonight.
I think Grant started saving his tires here because Dylan's got him under a second now.
Yeah, I mean, P.D. Bryan, your second place finisher from last night, he's running third. And you got Ben Nading. He had some bad luck last night. He ended up, I believe he was 12th. But he's running 4th right now, and looks like he's staying right with P.D. Bryan. So might be a good, maybe after the next restart, might have a good race for the top spots here.
I think a lot of cars are starting to save tires now, waiting for that restart.
Yeah, for sure. Here comes McAllister passing Lefevre's for that number 5 spot. Oh, and Lefevre's gets in the wall hard, and McAllister's going to go by. Casey McAllister, he had some bad luck as well last night. Jim Emery last night came from 12th up to the number, I believe it was 7th or 8th position. Right now he's running, he was 7th last night, yep. He's running 7th tonight, it looks like. You got Austin Davis in the number 8 spot. Layden Pullman in the number 9 spot, and Austin Connett in the number 10 spot. Looks like Connett's caught up to Pullman pretty quickly here, because I believe Pullman had about a second and a half on him, and Connett's going to go right by Pullman to pick up the number 9 spot. Moeller in the number 11 spot. Oh, Radiant's in the number 12 spot. So you're round out your field. And Grant Riles and Dylan Wilson door to door now. No one's got an advantage, it seems. I mean, Dylan Wilson's caught up to him pretty substantially, but who knows? Grant might be just saving tires. I mean, it's 100 laps. We're only 45, 46 laps in. So you really
got to be careful here with 2 lap cars in front of him.
Oh, and Pullman's going to put the door a little bit to Grant and block Dylan just a little bit. Grant's going to grab a couple car lengths off that, but get in the wall, and Dylan's going to make up a couple there. Looks like Connett's doing a pretty good job of staying in front of Grant. And he's basically just following, just staying, looks like Radiant spun out in turn 3.
Yep, got a yellow.
Got a yellow flag out. It's going to be Grant Riles, Dylan Wilson, P.D. Bryan, Ben Nading, Casey McAllister, Michael Lefevre's, Martin 99, Jim Emery, JC Floyd, Jim. It's going to be Austin Davis, Austin Connett, Layden Pullman, and Mitch Moeller, and Zach Radiant going to round out your field. Looks like Connett's been running pretty good here. He's got a good shot now. I mean, he needed that yellow pretty badly. He looks like he's running in, I believe he's 9th? 11th? He's running 11th, and he's got a pretty good shot. They're doubling up here. Looks like Wilson chose the bottom, and you're going to have P.D. Bryan on top, and Nading and McAllister third row back now.
Pretty bold choice by Wilson with the top being dominant in 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's... I bet he's just hoping to get a good run coming off of 4 and be able to get by Bryan before the corner. I mean, if you look, you got let's see, you got 1, 2. Looks like you got about 5 dirt guys in the top 10. 6 dirt guys in the top 10. 5 dirt guys in the top 10. I'm sorry.
Wilson with a good run on the bottom through 1 and 2.
Yeah, and that's surprising, as the top's been more dominant in 1 and 2. Maybe though, I mean, the track's been pretty hot since all these cars have been running on it. Maybe the bottom's kind of cool. Maybe some better grip down there for him. It's still going to be Grant Riles. Oh, P.D. Bryan's going to get by Dylan Wilson. P.D. Bryan's going to move up to 2nd. Yep. You got Dylan Wilson, Ben Nading. You're going to have Jim Emery. Yep, another yellow out. That's going to be very. That's a very early yellow with. Looks like there's still 43 laps to go.
There's no more cautions left.
No more cautions left in this race with 43 laps. It's really anybody's race now. I mean, it's almost who saved the tires the most. And I mean, you got to think Dylan Wilson coming off from the back. He used up a pretty good amount of tire, as well as Grant been staying up front. He's used. I mean, he hasn't used quite as much as Dylan, but Petey Bryan looks like he's just kind of been smooth on the wheel and stayed consistent. He might be the one that saved the most tires, so he's probably got a good shot at winning it. As well as Jim Emery, he's come from the back and he's slowly making his way to the front. That could be a good strategy as well. Who are you picking to win this one, Hayden?
We're having one more because we did 3 last night.
I'm going to go with Petey Bryan saving his tires.
Oh, and they're going to pile him up. And that's
going to... I did get word from Mitch there is going to be one more yellow, and I think we may just be using it.
Yeah, that might be the yellow right there. As Casey McAllister, Austin Conant, Austin Davis was involved, as well as Martin 99 were involved in that caution. That's very unfortunate for Austin Davis and Austin Conant, as they were moving up through the field pretty quickly. And Martin 99 was running 5th. Yeah, they both go to the back here. That sucks.
Casey also involved.
Yeah, Casey was up to that number 5 spot. Already come from the back once. Let's see what they can do. Gonna have about 41 laps to go. 40 to 41 laps to go.
All gonna be green flag from here. Should get interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. Looks like it's gonna be Grant Riles, Dylan Wilson, Petey Bryan, Michael Lefevers.
Jim Emery.
Jim Emery. Yeah, Jim Emery's trying to get that number 4 spot from Lefevers. Looks like you're going to have J.C. Floyd back there as well, Ben Nading. Zach Radiat coming all the way from last up to that number 7 spot, it looks like. Going to push...
I think Radiat was just saving his tires for this.
Yeah, he's going to push Nading out of the way a little bit. Here comes McAllister, going to push Moeller all the way down the backstretch. McAllister's going to pass Moeller, and he's got Austin Davis right behind him, though.
It's Pullman and Austin Conant.
Looks like it's going to be a pretty good race these last laps.
Petey, Dylan, and Grant all like a train formation pretty much for 1 through 3rd.
It looks like Casey's working his way to the front pretty quickly though. He started in last and he's all the way up to looks like about 7th or 8th.
10 cars. He's already passed in the short distance.
Yeah. Got Austin Davis.
Focused on this top 3. I wonder how much they're saving tires right now.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, you got Austin Davis also working his way to the front right behind Casey. I don't know if these 3 are really worried about saving tires. I think they want to check out of the field a little bit and then race amongst themselves the last 20 or 30 laps. I mean, you got Mr. Consistency, Kid Smooth, and Petey Bryan all up there just battling. And it's going to make for a very interesting last 20-25 laps here.
Jim Emery just clipped a tire.
Oh, that's very...
distance on Nading.
It's very unfortunate. He was running really good. He was up to, I believe it was 4th position at one point. J.C. Floyd now in that number 4 spot with Ben Nading 5th. Both J.C. and Nading had very bad luck last night. Both went out of the race, I think, about 20 laps in. And it looks like JC's looking for some...
3-way battle here for 5th, it looks like. 6th.
Yeah, you got Casey McAllister, Austin Davis, and Jim Emery. Yeah, and here comes Michael Lefevers going to throw a torch in the fire. And Austin Conant as well. It's going to be a good 5-car battle here in a minute. But it looks like Casey's going to get away from him a little bit. Casey is flying right now. Come all the way from the last.
Maybe out of tires.
Yeah, I think Lefevers' tires are pretty worn out. Grant and Dylan look like they're putting a little distance on Petey Bryan here.
I think Petey realized the situation and started saving tires. 31 to go. 30 now.
30 to go. You got Nading running the 4th spot. JC Floyd 5th. Casey McAllister 6th. Casey's
Austin
all the way
Davis.
from that. I believe he restarted like 14th. He's up to that number 6 spot already. You're gonna have
Austin
Jim
Conant,
Emery,
Austin Davis.
Austin
Pushing each
Conant.
other down the front straight away.
Yeah, I think Austin Davis is looking for some revenge tonight after last night. He was having a good run, both of them were, and Davis, I believe he hit the wall and blew his motor
hit the
up.
wall and flipped.
Yeah, he hits the wall, just tapped slightly there and loses about 3 lengths on Conant. Conant was 3rd last night. He's looking to work his way up through the field a little bit to keep his points up. Pullman was your 4th place position last night. He's looking to make up some positions as well.
Your 5th place finish from last night, Jim Emery, currently running 7th, trying to roll in Casey.
Actually, I believe Eric Bernhardt pulled the number 5 spot out last night.
Yes, he did. My mistake. Wonder where he's at tonight.
I don't know. It's a good question, actually, Hayden. Looks like Grant is going to go to the bottom and Wilson up top. P.D. Bryan on the bottom as well. They just lapped Mitch Moeller. J.C. Floyd and Casey McAllister. Casey's coming up on J.C. pretty fast for that number 5 spot. And you're going to have Jim Emery in the number 7 spot now. Austin Conant 8th. Austin Davis 9th. Layden
Jim
Pullman
hits the wall.
10th. Zach Radian 11th. And Martin 99 12th. Mitch Moeller 13th.
Got Mike Willifevers, Chris Walker, Trevor Fitz, and Hayden Richards DNF tonight.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate for them drivers, especially after trying to keep their points up going into night number 2 here. Grant's coming off a big win though, so it looks like he's trying to make it 2 wins in the West Coast Series. But he's got one of his teammates pressuring him for a mistake here. Oh, and they're gonna pass Martin 99, put a lap on him.
Dylan trying to go for the lead. Going to the bottom through 1 and 2.
Grant's gonna opt for the top, Dylan for the bottom. Oh, and Martin's gonna get in Grant's way just a little bit, but Grant's gonna go back underneath. Oh, and he's gonna slide right up in front of Dylan Wilson. And you got P.D. Bryan running that 3rd spot. Just watch and wait for one of them to make it just a little mistake.
Dylan and Grant have pulled a 2nd over P.D. Bryant now.
Martin 99 gets in the wall hard again. Ben Nading running that 4th spot. Casey McAllister 5th and J.C. Floyd 6th. Austin Conant 7th. Jim Emery 8th now. Austin Davis 9th. Layden Pullman 10th. Zach Radian 11th. Martin 99 12th. And Mitch Moeller 13th. It's going to round out your field here. Looks like Wilson's pushing Grant around the track just a little bit.
When don't they push each other around the track's the question.
Yeah, they always have pretty good race, and I mean, you got Mr. Consistency and Kid Smooth there. I mean, Wilson and Grant are both veterans to this game. I mean, they've
Got another lap car coming up. Dylan Wilson trying to take advantage.
Yeah, it looks like Wilson's trying to push Grant up behind him a little bit, so the lap car will block him enough just so Wilson can get by. Yeah, Brian's probably down to about a half a second now on him. Oh, and Grant's gonna go up high.
Dylan to the bottom.
His radiant's down there though. Grant might get a really good run here.
Nope, Dylan to the top.
Dylan back to the top. Grant right behind him. P.D. Bryan running 3rd. Oh, and Grant gets in the wall. Wilson's going to pull about 4 lengths on him. Oh, but Radiant's going to push Wilson up, and here comes Grant and P.D. Bryan. It's going to be a 3-car battle for 1st. Here comes Grant. Radiant's pretty much holding his ground down there. So he's looks like he's gonna make him pass him on the outside. Here comes Grant.
Car, hold your line. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Looks like, oh, and P.D. Bryan's going to get him to a hard. Give him a pretty good door there. Looks like the next car they're going to come up to lap will be Layden Pullman, I believe. It's going to be Dylan Wilson, Grant Riles, P.D. Bryan, Ben Nading, Casey McAllister, J.C. Floyd, Austin Conant now, Jim Emery, Austin Davis, Layden Pullman, Zach Radian, Mitch Moeller.
Coming up on just 11 laps left to go. before we
11
hit the
laps to
checkers.
go, and Dylan Wilson has taken over the lead. Grant Riles second. Looks
Dylan's
like,
pulled half a second over Grant.
yes,
Looks like Grant may be out of tires here.
yeah, looks like Grant is looking to find some grip here, but his tires might not have it in them. Dylan's looking for win number 2 here of the night. He ran here earlier and won over at SimFans. So he knows the track a lot better than Grant does. That's for sure. They're going to go by Mitch Moeller on the bottom here. They're going to be coming up on Layden Pullman pretty quickly. Looks like you're going to have Ben Nading in 4th. Casey McAllister up to 5th now. Had to go to the tail twice and already back up to 5th the second time. Austin Koenig's going to move up to 6th. Yep. J.C. Floyd 7th. Jim Emery 8th. And Austin Davis 9th. Layden Pullman 10th. And Zach Rady at 11th. Mitch Moeller 12th. You want to round out your field?
8 laps left to go.
Looks like it's going to be about 8 to go. And Dylan Wilson on the top. Pullman on the bottom. Trying to put a lap on Pullman here. Of course, Pullman was your 4th place finisher last night. This is really going to hurt his points. As he's
I
going
don't
to be.
think Pullman's going to give him no room since he's running for points here.
Yeah, he knows Wilson ain't in the points. He's going to put about as much block on Wilson as he can. But who knows? He might want to let Wilson go and put a little block on Grant. I mean, Grant is in the points, so he may want to just keep Grant held back a little bit. And of course, Grant and P.D. Bryan are 1st and 2nd in points right now. Looks like Grant may pull another point or 2 on P.D. Bryan.
5 to go.
It's going to be 5 to go, and Ben Nading passing Mitch Moeller. Casey McAllister in 5th, and Conant 6th. J.C. Floyd 7th, and Emery 8th. Looks like Emery and J.C. are going to have a good couple laps here to battle it out for that number 7th position. This looks like Austin Davis is dropping back a little bit. Maybe his tires are worn out.
Coming across the line with 3 to go. Dylan has pulled a 2.5 seconds over Grant now. I think Dylan's pretty much walking away with this one here.
Yeah, Dylan knows the line very well, and his tires, I mean, you'd think they were pretty worn out, but Dylan is excellent at saving tires. So, it looks like Dylan's pretty much checked out of this one. But Grant's running 2nd, P.D. Bryan 3rd, Ben Nading 4th, Casey McAllister now 5th, Austin Conant 6th, J.C. Floyd in 7th. Oh, he slides up a little bit, and Jim Emery's going to get into him hard. J.C. 7th. Here comes Austin Davis running hard. Let's see if J.C. Floyd. Oh nope, Emery's going to get by Floyd for 7th. So now it's going to be Jim Emery 7th.
Dylan Wilson across the line for the win.
Yep, looks like Dylan Wilson's going to win it with Grant Riles 2nd.
P.D. Bryan
3rd. Ben Nading 4th. Casey McAllister is going to come home 5th, it looks like. Austin Conant 6th. Jim Emery is going to come home in the 7th position with Austin Davis 8th now. J.C. Floyd 9th. Layden Pullman's going to come home 10th. Zach Rady in 11th. Mitch Moeller 12th. Martin 13th. Lefevre's 14th. Chris Walker 15th. Trevor Fitz and Hayden Richards rounding out your field. Looks like everybody's done. Looks like this one's over, ladies and gentlemen.